everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my brand new island. This is Utopia, which is going to be my industrial style evil factory island. I've been working hard the past few days to get this island to the point where it has finally achieved 3 stars and I can start the process of decorating. I've unlocked the terraforming tools and I'm basically ready to go, but there's still one thing I haven't done yet which I need to get done before I can start decorating, which is to find the custom codes I'm going to need to make this island look incredible. If you're new around here, hi, my name is Twilight. I'm a cozy gamer with a slight obsession with everything Animal Crossing. I design islands, share tips and tricks, and talk about news, rumors, and updates for anything related to Animal Crossing. If that's your vibe, please subscribe for more videos like this, which show you the process of designing your own Animal Crossing island. And with that, let's take a look at some custom codes. Where I normally start my process with looking for custom codes is in Google, so let's head into Google and see what we can find there first before we go anywhere else. So what I'm going to be looking for first are the glass codes that I'm going to need. This is more like a modern factory than anything else, so we'll just have a look for glass door ACNH and we'll see what we can find in terms of images. What I'm specifically looking for is a glass window code that's the same top and bottom, because that will make it easier for me to then have the same aesthetic all over. So I want something that looks kind of like this, which has a 4-panel grid, but I don't want any of the edging around it, otherwise it's going to look a bit odd. So let's take a look through the recommendations and see if I can find anything that matches that sort of look. That's kind of what I'm looking for, the greenhouse screen. But I want something that is a little bit smaller than that. But I'm hoping there could be something similar to that. Let's take a look. And I don't know if there's going to be something that fits within that, if that creator also has a door code with it. Because I really want the two to match up. This is supposed to be a factory corporation on the outside. I know that I've definitely used this door code before, so I don't know if there's going to be a code that's related to that. So these are the two siding codes, and then they have this window that goes with it. But by the looks of that, that window is not going to be quite right. It's the same top and bottom, which is fine on the simple panels, but the fact there's like an open bar in it is going to really annoy me. I'm looking for something that's a bit more closed in than that. So we can save that for the door code. That one would work. And we can then have a look for a window that can match that. None of these are quite what I'm looking for. There's a lot of this sort of thing, which is for the inside. That's not really what I'm after. Maybe let's try looking for a greenhouse window in Animal Crossing then. And we can see what comes up for that. See, this is closer to what I'm expecting, but I really want that in white to match the door. What's this one over here? Greenhouse panel. That's kind of what I'm looking for, but I'm looking for something that's a bit flatter than that. So we can keep this one as an option then. And then at least we've got that saved if we do decide to use that one. Let's have a look for something else then. So we're looking for something that's similar to that, but not the same. Kind of like this one. I don't know if that's the same one. I don't think it is. No, that's not the same one. I kind of like that one. Are there any pictures of it being used? So that could be an option as well. What else do we have down here? Oh, there's this option here for a sliding door. What does this one look like? So that's just one simple glass panel instead. That could work. Otherwise, what I'm specifically going to be looking for is a road code and a footpath code that matches it. So I had something that was already on Disturbia that was grey and brown inspired. But this time round, I'm looking for mostly black asphalt, and I'm looking for a grey tile that kind of ties into that. So let's have a look for Black Road ACNH. I'm seeing brick pathing, but not quite what I'm looking for. This is the style that I'm looking for, but I'm looking for that in black. It's very particular what I'm looking for, and I'm kind of worried about this. That's closer. That's closer to what I'm thinking of, but that path code does not match what I've got in mind. So that's not what I'm looking for. But I'm looking for something like that. Hello? A little bit dirty, but that's closer to what I'm expecting. But it looks like that one may not have a footpath code to go with it. There's no edging on it. So we may have to look for something else, but I will keep that one in mind. Ooh, I found a drain. Sidewalk. Sidewalk with a crack in. A tile. A drain. It might be the wrong shade of grey. That could work. I'll pin that one as well, and we can have a look at that one in game. Let's try... Ooh, I've just seen that. I might try that one. That is a cleaner look, which is kind of what I want for it. So we will pin that one. That could be a good option. City road code. ACNH. Let's see if we can find something different within that. Aha! Now that one, that could work. The footpath code is a little bit too much. But that is close. Let's do industrial, metal, grate, industrial floor, ACNH. Let's see what we can find. So I'm looking for clean, aesthetic, metal type things. You know where you have that sort of... I can't even explain it. Like this sort of style floor. That's what I'm after. So I wonder if I can find that sort of thing as a metal floor. Because that would be good to have. Ah. Metal plate left corner. Hello. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see what this one looks like. That one doesn't look half bad. We could try that creator and we can see what they have in terms of metal. Okay, let's try going into Discord again then and seeing if we can find a metal path code that will work. Okay, so now I'm in Discord where I'm just going to have a look for some more custom codes, and specifically what I use when I'm trying to find something which is a little bit more specific is this place called AC Island Design. They also have an Instagram as well where they share a load of different custom codes they find. They try to make sure that they tag the creator, they include the codes, they include any sort of tags that you can think of to find anything you're looking for. So we're going to have a look in here and we're going to see if we can find something that matches what I'm expecting. So instead what I'm looking for is a tile, I guess. But we can try a few things. So we'll try metal path and we'll see what we can find. Well, they've tagged some things as steampunk, which is closer to what I'm thinking, but not quite. I'm not looking for weathered. I'm looking for urban. Let me try urban metal. Chain link fence. I kind of like that. I like that behind the fence items. There's a possibility I can make that work. So let's save that one as a potential. What I'm specifically looking for are things that will sit around the factory. That's more what I need. I need a path that will go on the inside of the factory. So we'll have a look around and see what I can find for it. Hello. Garage grey, turquoise, red, yellow, green. I kind of like that. That could be a really good possibility. But I would want to know if there are any others that fit with it to make a path code. Machine road. I really like that. Oh, I've got ideas. That is perfect. We've got some poison labels. Now that's a do not enter sign and a half. Caution, danger, nuclear. I like those. Let's save that one then, and we can have a look at those. They're the wrong sort of colours, but I like that idea. And then I think I'll do a quick look in Google again to see if I can find anything else that I might be missing in terms of signs. So I'm looking for things like danger, no entry, hazard, that sort of thing. Because I want to have these around the island, just dotted around, to show different villagers that they shouldn't be going beyond a certain point. So we'll see if I can find something similar. Let's see what this one looks like. That could work. Oh, this one. That's much better. That's what I'm after. So let me add that one then. And then I think we have a bunch of custom codes that we can just go and have a look at in game and see what we think of them. So we'll start by searching by creator ID. Let's have a look at this one first. This is the modern road code that we found. And I think this one is probably going to be the best one because it's so much brighter than everything else that I was looking at. Now that I've got the custom code in the phone, let's see what it looks like on the ground and see if it is as clean as I need it to be. Okay, so I've put down that rough code to just see what it looks like. And obviously this isn't right. I'm just kind of testing to see what it looks like on the ground. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of like that. I'm not as happy about the crossing section having this cut in the middle, but I think it will work otherwise. And if it was 3 tiles wide instead, it would probably be better. For what I'm going with, it's probably going to end up being 4 to 5 tiles wide. So I kind of need space around it to make it work. And I think it's going to be okay. The only thing then is finding a footpath code that then fits with this one and goes around it. There is one as part of the set, but I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be right. So let me pull that one in and just have a look at it. I'm curious to see what this one will look like. I think these are going to be too small, but this one might work better. Let's give that one a go with it then, and we'll see how that looks with it. I kind of like the all black. I like it on its own. I do like that on its own, and I can't tell. Does it have a black edge to it? No, it's got a grey edge to it. So if worst comes to worst, I could use this around my factory floor, and it would fit in with the aesthetic that I'm going for. But I think generally speaking, that road code is going to be perfect. So I'm definitely going to be keeping that one. Let's pull in this other road code and just see what it looks like. And just see if it's something that I think could work. I'm only going to pull in a few bits and just see what it looks like in comparison. Because I want something that's quite clean for this island. It's supposed to be something that is pristine. Like you would just naturally walk up to this building and it's okay. So let's have a look at this one and just see what it looks like in comparison. I've just got a feeling it looks a bit too textured, but we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so this is the path code that I've just laid down, and this is the footpath code that goes with it. I don't hate it. The only thing that I'm worried about is that it's got a bit too much brown in. That's the only thing I'm thinking when I look at comparison to this, which is more of the darker aesthetic that I was going for. The only thing though that I like with this is it looks more realistic for what I'm trying to achieve. However, I do like this black tile code. So I'm kind of thinking that I keep this one for the outside, get rid of this path code, and just keep this for the internal tiles. I guess it comes down to which aesthetic do I prefer for this island. So that's one to consider. So for the glass panels, there are 4 different codes that I want to look at. There's 2 that are individual glass, and then there's 2 that are sliding doors. So let's see what they all look like. So I've got 2 different window codes that will make up factory itself. So it's these 2. The one I'm more familiar with is on the left. The one on the right looks more realistic, but I think when I get the simple panels in that have the doors, it'll be really obvious why. So you've got these two different codes. So this is one side of the door. This one. They would sit something like that, and then you have the sister panel. They only appear in this one orientation, so that's something to factor in with these doors, that they will look a little bit odd in comparison. So the idea is that they would sit like this, so that then the doors appear open and you can then walk through. And when you compare these ones all together, the pattern on the left is more in keeping with the style of the door that I've chosen. The other door that I've got is this one, which is just a plain glass. And I think looking at this, it's too blue in comparison. So if I take this door out and pop this in, it doesn't look right at all. So I think I'm going to ditch this glass and I'm going to ditch this door, and I'll just stick with the two that I'm familiar with. And the only other thing that I had for potentially outside, and this would be in the factory area, is a chain link fence that I found. And I kind of like this. I like the idea of it, but I'm also like, I don't know if it's going to work. So what I've just quickly done is I've popped down this dirt path on the ground. So this in-game dirt path is what I'm planning for the holding area. So what the chain link fence would be on top of is that, and this would just be used to give the impression to the villagers that there's a world beyond the fence that they can't see. When I saw this, that was my first thought. And then above, what I'll do is have simple panels on that have some glass in front of it so that it acts as a one-way view mirror almost. And I thought that would be a really good way of keeping them away from everyone else. But then there are a couple of pipe codes that I really want to try to see if I can make those ones work inside. Specifically, there was this one that's a load of machinery which I think would work in the processing room. So I'm curious to see what that looks like and see if that will work for the style that I'm going for generally, or if it's going to be too much. So this is heavy industry. There's a lot of metal here. And specifically what I'm looking for is this black metal. Oh wow, there's so much here. Oh wow, there's a lot going on. Okay, this code. This code is intense. I think I may have just found something which is pretty cool. So let's see what it looks like on the ground, because this one I think is going to be a lot of fun to use. I've never seen a code like this. If I can make sure that all of the pieces line up properly, there's going to be a lot of fun with that code. That is awesome. The other thing that I wanted to do was check out some danger signs and some no entry signs. So I'm going to pull in a few of those and we'll just paste them on the ground to see what they look like along with everything else. So these are the different signs that I've got. And what I'm going to use them for is to litter them around to prevent villagers from going in different areas. And I think this is going to be a really fun thing to do. I'm not sure about this do not enter sign. I think it's probably a little bit too rusted, but I do like the look of it in comparison. So this is Twilight from the next day. I put out the request to the AC Island design server to see if I could find something that was similar to the metal floor tiles that I'd found. And I actually managed to find a code that was very, very close to the one that I'd wanted to check. And then they also found the one that I wanted to check as well. So I'm going to bring both of those codes in to check if they are going to match up better with this factory floor looking system that I've got over here to see if I can use those with the rest of the factory, and we'll just see what they look like in comparison to the ones that I'd already pulled through. I'll pop that down here. It's definitely grey toned. Don't know how I feel about that one actually, now I've seen it. And then this was the other one that was recommended. Ooh, now out of the two of those, personally I feel like that this one, the one that I'd originally expected, looks better for it. This one's a little bit brighter, but it does have the darker undertones. So I think that's the vibe that I want. So then the only other thing I'm going to need is a blue carpet or a red carpet or something like that as part of like a carpet tile look in the rest of the factory. So I'm just going to go into Google and we'll see if we can find just a simple red carpet tile or something similar to that. I am looking for something that is kind of corporate, so it doesn't need to be too big, it just needs to be like one simple tile, could be anything. Not that. I'm not looking for a pattern per se, unless it's like that browny bluey type of corporate carpet that just kind of exists everywhere. So we'll see if we can find something that could kind of work, but it's also not really what I'm looking for. But they do have a lot of variations of it. Let's have a look. They've got red, they've got grey, they've got blue, purple. The red actually could work. I kind of like that. Okay, let's go and have a look then and see what this one looks like, because I think it might be a good option. Just to have something a little bit different around the factory, particularly in some of the office rooms that are going to be around. Okay, so this is all of the carpet they've got. So we've got black carpet, we've got grey carpet, we've got blue carpet, red carpet, green carpet, yellow carpet, aqua carpet. We've got all the colour carpets here. So which one do I want to try? To be honest, probably the grey. It gives a very clean corporate look. But then I'm kind of drawn to the black. I think it might not fit with the other factory floor, so I think I'm going to go with the grey. Let's try this one then, and we'll just see how we feel about it in the game. It is going to sit alongside either this or this. So if I pull in that code over here, that ties in better with that. So maybe I use that one then. I will just quickly pull in the black one as well, and we can put that alongside it to just see how I feel about that one too. Now that one feels like more of a contrast. But it does look better with that tile. Oh, that ties in so much better. So we're using the black carpet then. We're not using the grey. That helps. I found some truly unique codes which are stunning for an industrial island, and actually seeing all of these codes together makes me so excited to start the process of building out Utopia and telling the story behind the corporation that is running on this island. If you want to see more of this island and how we got to this point with looking custom codes, you should check out this video next, where I went looking for the map that was going to be the perfect fit for this island. And I'll see you over there.